Last year, Tata Motors launched the Altroz, and we drove both the variants, the petrol and the diesel, along the sand dunes of Jaisalmer. While the diesel was lively, the petrol was lethargic with capital L. A year later, they have decided to plonk in an intelligent turbocharger in the Altroz. Can the iTurbo be worthy enough to call the people back to the showroom who decided to ditch the petrol Altroz because it wasn't peppy enough? We are driving it on the Delhi Jaipur highway to find that out. This, by far, is one of the most gorgeous looking hatchback the country has ever seen. While the Polo has a timeless and classic design, the Altroz, with its sharp creases, steals the thunder. The iTurbo has not seen any major changes, except a new Harbour Blue color is available in all variants from XM Plus. Contrasting black roof option is also available in the higher trims. Unlike its South Korean friend, the front does not need time to grow with you. The design team has played it safe here with the large projector headlamps which consume a lot of real estate. The honeycomb grille isn't very big and gels well with the sculpted metal panels. Placement of the door handle next to the rear window gives it a stellar look. I wouldn't shy away from badging this as an inspiration from the Chevy Beat, a car which was loved by many enthusiasts but unfortunately succumbed a few years ago. The rear of the car is where the party starts. There is a lot of heavy doors design which is brilliantly sculpted, giving a 3D effect to the tail lamps. The marketing team has left no stone unturned to let you know that you are driving an iTurbo. The carnivorous 345 liters of boot space will definitely do justice in case your plan to Goa doesn't get cancelled. There is a sea of change to the color palette of the interiors. The new black and light grey glass house feels very airy. The Altroz has a flat bottom steering wheel which feels brilliant to hold. It is thick, sporty looking and feels premium with the leather hugging it. The stacks look like they are built from decent quality plastics, but the competitor with the German roots still holds the crown for top-notch quality. The biggest pain point is the asymmetric design of the speedo and tachometer. The speedo is squarish and the tachometer is roundish. For some reason, this doesn't grow in an instant. Also, the lacklustering fonts are white in color, contrasting the sporty theme of the car. The design team could have spent some more bandwidth here. The biggest change that you'll find in the iTurbo variant is the leatherette seats, which increase the premiumness to a whole new level. It's really good. I mean, when not a comparison video exactly, but when I sat in the rear of the i20, one thing that was a big turn off was even after paying 14 lakhs, you still did not get the leather seats. That's not the case here. The seats are supremely comfortable, lot of legroom, lot of headroom, and you have this headrest here, individual headrest, which is really good. I think one of those rare cars where three people will be like super comfortable on long drives because the transmission tunnel is literally negligible. It's not there. So yeah, great stuff on that. Very good on long drives. And in case if two people are going to travel, you're going to have a party of a lifetime because you have this beautiful rear center armrest. But unfortunately, you don't get the cup holders here. That's the only thing missing. But apart from that, this seat is good. It's really good for two people. No complaints. Finally, we are driving the iTurbo variant of the Tata Altroz, and before we start the drive, I just want to show you the music system clarity. It's a new Harman Kardon music system. Yeah, I think it's good, but still not the best. Lacks some slight heavy bass. We're starting off with the drive. You have the start-stop button. So the first thing that you instantly notice is the NVH levels are controlled very well in the car. So at idling there is no vocals that are translating from the engine bay to the cabin, which is good. And here we go. The steering is super duper light at parking speeds, which is going to be very good inside the city. Let's see how does it fare as we increase the speed. Okay, addressing the elephant in the room, the iTurbo. Until 2000 RPM in the lower range, it does not justify the turbo tag. It feels slightly lethargic, but it contradicts the whole purpose that the Altroz is going to be more driven in the city. I really wish the low end was slightly better. Firstly, it's difficult to read the tachometer. Not sure why the design is like this. So talking about the mid-range is where the engine starts to feel punchier. It's good. You're going to have fun driving it in the mid-range, and the party starts once you move on to the higher range. Engine feels really enthusiastic. It feels very composed. I mean, Of course, it's a 3-port. You get to know that you're driving a 3-port, but unlike the most of the 3-ports in the market, this is much more refined, higher speeds and higher RPMs. For example, to justify the turbo tag to this, we drove all the way from Delhi to half of Jaipur, and we did the shoot, and we are driving back now. While we were driving it for last 3-4 hours, there's no strain. You don't feel that the engine is getting stressed or something. Although this is a 3-cylinder, normally I'm not a big fan of 3-cylinder engines, but no complaints on that here, as long as you're slotting into the right gear, preferably a gear higher. I'm going to slot it again to 1 gear lower, another gear lower. So this mid-range is very healthy actually. So when you slot it a gear lower now for overtaking, you really feel the punch kicking in. The engine is tuned beautifully well. And one of the things that I liked even in the earlier Altroz when we drove in Jaisalmer was the high speed stability was fantastic. The same thing is moved on here. We have been doing some really good triple digit speeds all day long. There's not a single time where I felt that the car is nervous in the handling department. The straight line stability, the curves, fantastic. Yeah, one new addition in the iTurbo engine is you have the driving modes, and interestingly there's a dedicated button for that.
Sport drive mode activated.
This is the same voice that you find in the Harrier too. So there are two modes, one is city mode, one is sports mode. Honestly, I prefer city mode because the vocals are very well controlled in the city mode. But in the sport mode, what happens is the vocals are more than expected. You feel that the engine is trying to scream on you. The behavior of the engine is better in the sport mode. It's more enthusiastic, it's more responsive. It's exactly how a sport mode is supposed to be. Sport mode plus mid to high range is the perfect combination for the highway cruising ability of the Altroz iTurbo, and trust me, 10 on 10 times you can cruise all day long. I'm doing 120 kmph in the 4th gear and it feels so good. I'm going to slot 1 gear higher and all the nervousness is calmed down. Really good on that. The first thing that I'm going to do if I buy the Altroz or the iTurbo is going to change the horn to Intone, because it doesn't justify the car. It feels very average-ish, if such a word exists. The horn pad is super hard, very difficult to press, but the good part is you have the horn controls on both the ends of the steering wheel, the left and the right. It's very convenient to use it this way. Very convenient, trust me on that. So I was supposed to come back to the steering. The weight of the steering is good at higher speeds. In fact, one thing that I like is it's direct, rather than actually giving the false weight like you get in the XUV. Not comparing this to XUV, but you get a lot of false weight in the XUV. But here the steering doesn't weigh very well at 100 kmph, but it's direct. You don't have a problem with that. And once you cross the 100 kmph, around 120-130 kmph, the steering weighs up even better. So it's very confidence inspiring. Another small thing that I want to add before I miss out is the clutch. So the clutch is light. It's not as feather light as the one in i20, but it's light. But the travel of the clutch is slightly longer. It's not very long, but it's slightly longer. This being a city car, I would have preferred if the clutch travel was slightly shorter. So before I move to the gear shifts, one thing that I missed from the engine's perspective is the turbo lag. Surprisingly, there is no turbo lag. There is no evident turbo lag in the Altroz. For example, not comparing this to the MG's SUVs, but we drove the Gloucester and the Hector recently, and we were surprised by the enormous turbo lag the cars had, which was a big turn off, especially in overtaking. And that's not the case here. The turbo lag is negligible, which means that you won't have any trouble in overtaking, and more importantly, it's not going to be a spoiled sport in your driving experience. It's a 5-speed gearbox. If I was given a chance to be ambitious, I really wish we had this 6-speed gearbox from the Nexon here, because that would have a perfect recipe for this car to be driven on highway all day long. But that's not the case. I can just wish for it. The reality is we have 5 gears here. Even in the 5th gear, the car doesn't feel stressed out. But yeah, sometimes you do feel that it would have been great if you had the 6th gear. The gear shifts are smooth, no rubber band effect whatsoever. The travel of the gears is slightly longer, but it's fine, not a problem, no problem at all. Yeah, that's it from the drivability, guys. A great job done here by the team of Tata Motors. Delhi is super chill now, but otherwise during the summers it's so hot, it's so humid, the temperature rises to 45, 46, 47, whatnot. In that case, when you come inside the Altroz, you don't really have the patience to wait for the cabin to cool down when you want it to cool down faster. and that's why Tata wants to address this problem in the form of something called as Express Cool. Come here and just press this button, click on Express Cool. I've switched it off so that the audio is clear. So basically what happens in Express Cool is the driver side windows goes down and the blower is coming at a full blast, and it's super effective. The Altroz also has the best driving dynamics of any Tata vehicle so far. In fact, I would go overboard and tell you that the steering feedback at higher speeds is much better than the ultra sensitive unit of Harrier at high speeds. The new Alpha platform feels sturdy and the suspension is well sorted too. It deals with all the imperfections in the road in an impressive manner, and the ride is comfortable without being too harsh on your back. We barely slowed down for smaller sized potholes and speed breakers. It just eats them for breakfast. But there were a couple of instances when the Delhi-Jaipur highway was partially blocked due to the ongoing farmers' protest, and we had to take the smaller roads to compensate for it. When we unknowingly ran over potholes at decent speeds, we did notice the thud sound traveling all the way to the cabin, loud and clear. The disc plus drum combo gets a thumbs up. We did some hard brakings at triple digit speeds, and trust me, it did not scare the camels away with any sorts of screeching sound from the 16 inches of rubber. In a nutshell, it's one of those rare cars where the 108 horses on paper feel less than the car is actually capable of. The Altroz iTurbo gets Aira, a smart new connected technology designed to cater to the needs of the Indian consumer. The Aira app offers 27 features with 5 layers of connectivity. Apart from this, the car also gets natural voice tech, which means the Altroz is in sync with the Indian consumers. You could give more than 70 commands as per your convenience. Hindi, English and English, a mixture of Hindi and English. It also gets What 3 words, a technology that has assigned each 3 meter square in the world a unique 3-word address. They're easy to say, share and are accurate too. What's cool is that the wallpaper on the infotainment screen can be changed. If you're looking for a premium hatch that is fun to drive, handles well with a solid build, the Altroz is worth every single penny it would ask for when the prices are announced. It is the best hatchback that Tata Motors have ever built. It is properly finished, nothing feels out of place or compromised, and it looks fantastic. In fact, it could grab the pole position if there was a competition for the hottest looking premium hatch. The reset attempt from the Korean car maker is too radical, and this Japanese giant is still far away from jazzing up the competition. There are 3 important factors for a product to sell well: right product, right place and right time. While the Tata Altroz iTurbo has ticked the first 2 boxes very well, we really feel it has arrived much later than it ideally should have. Because if you have lost a customer because the petrol engine wasn't peppy enough, it's slightly difficult for him to come back to the showroom because you have added a turbocharger with some extra features, and even more difficult to call him back again later because you have added an automatic transmission in case you do so. We really wish that Tata Motors had launched a DCT along with this to increase the footfalls in the showroom. But with the addition of bells and whistles, Altroz will be a strong contender in reviving the premium hatchback segment, which is slowly losing its market share to the compact SUVs. After all, the addition of turbocharger has made a huge difference to the safest hatchback of our country. If you guys like the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. Take care, drive safe, and more importantly, stay healthy. And we drive all the way back to Delhi, and we have exactly 2 hours to cover the journey. So we are in Rajasthan now, it's super duper hot. We have 2 hours to reach Delhi, and I want to switch on the AC. Let's check this out. AC बढ़ाओ.
All right, AC का तापमान बढ़ाकर 27.5 किया जा रहा है.
Sorry. AC कम करो.
Okay, AC का तापमान घटाकर 26.5 किया जा रहा है.
See, so clever.
2 hours later.
So we finally made it back to the hotel in Delhi 8 minutes before the ETA. Thanks to the turbocharger here, which played an important role today. If it was a 1.2 liter naturally aspirated engine of the Altroz, I don't think we would have made it. Okay, jokes apart. Thank you so much for being part of the video review. If you guys like the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel again, and drop in the comments whatever it is, irrespective of you liking the video or not, because only then we'll be able to work on the future videos better. Take care and goodbye.